And good morning people, welcome back to Dark Chronicle. Post-commentary because my audio went completely out the window, so yeah, last time we were doing stuff and it was like we'd just finished out on the first area of the Rainbow Butterfly Woods, and now we were moving into the second one, so the Strange Tree. Don't defeat all enemies using only items? Possible, but is completely unlikely in this section because I don't have the items still. But first thing we do is go in and we get a scene. Yeah, Monica's saying pretty much we're okay fighter, but our weapon is pretty dull. It is only a wrench after all. It's built up and hits for a lot of damage, but it is still just a wrench. Luckily she's got an idea to, well, improve upon that. We've already done it, but she has the idea and is giving it to us. So she gives us a few crystals. 2 hunter crystals, 2 destruction crystals, a wind crystal and a sea dragon crystal. And she tells us about, well, spectrumization and synthesization. We've gone through it and I've shown you a bit in the past already, but yeah, she's basically saying build up your weapon to a drill wrench. Once you do, yay! But this is why I changed the weapon out. She's given us a few more synthesis points on that one weapon. 6 more to be exact. That is actually quite a lot. That's 3 levels worth of synthesis points. So on this basic wrench, instead of 1, I have 7. So I can actually make that a lot better in the long run than any of the other 2 that I've got. But for the moment I'm using the drill wrench plus 3 that I've got, and there. But ignore what I said before about the enemies is being changed to max because, well, I don't use them as much. But yeah, scoop for a pumpkin head. You take a picture of it while it's spinning its weapon, and that's the scoop. This dangerous pumpkin. It's okay, but it's not completely useful. And why did I change to the right pod then? What I want is Monica. That's it. I have increased her armband a bit. So it's actually doing a lot more damage than you would normally have it at this point if you did the thing only in, if you did the leveling of the sword only in the first one. But also Mola. These are weak against the against Max's wrench, but they also have a scoop themselves. If you take a picture of them while they're jumping, and you catch them in mid-air, that is a scoop. Why it is one, I don't know, but it is actually quite hard to get, and I won't be trying it in this part. But yeah, I just turn to Max and go beat up and boot us up. That is the jump attack. But let it jump at you, hit it with your hammer. Or wrench. I will tell you in a moment. Next thing up is the tree itself, the strange tree. This is Taro, I believe it is, or Toro. Hit it from behind. I failed pretty miserably on this first one. But Yeah, it does a lot of damage, and it spawns these Kotoros. They explode on you if they hit you, so be a bit careful of that. Torres also disappear from view, and yeah, I walk into that. But yeah, ignore the Kotores, go after its master. They're weak against swords, but they have a high defense. Don't jump at them because it gives them time to turn around. They can only attack from the front. But yeah, as I was saying before about the molars, they have a throw attack, which was that gunk that they were spitting at us. That can curse you. Curse, I believe, stops you from changing weapons or changing characters. One of the two. Either one isn't that good, to be honest. It can be quite annoying at times. If you're cursed and it is the character change one, it's a bit of a problem because some enemies can only be defeated with some weapons and take no damage from others. But another treat. So I just walk up to it, change the moniker, and try to run around it again. You can block their thing attacks, but just run around behind them. It's safer. Way safer. As you can see, not really getting hit. They can get stunned, but their threshold is quite long to be stunned, so it's not completely reliable. Protector crystal from that chest, and another molar. Enemies aren't too difficult still, but they are starting to get harder. Yeah. Molars also have the ability to break your lock on. If you're locked onto them and they go into, say, go underground, they will break off lock on, and you have to. If you're relying on that, you have to do it again. And a spiderweb in the way. Guess we're going to have to find something to clear that. We do. Anyways, walking around. I sort of took the long way first, and then went back, and then took the other long way. 4.5 minutes is longer than the first areas, but still quite a long time. And yeah, the pumpkin heads throw bombs at you. Now 4.5 minutes is still not enough time to finish up this area. At least not in my current conditions. My weapons are still a bit too low, and I don't have a quick method of killing things. Another Torre. I believe now is the time when I start getting a bit more apt at it, and for some reason that one just stands there. These do actually have a what's it called? A scoop, I believe. If you take a picture of them while sleeping, you get a scoop from that. I'll have to check that in the next part that I do. I won't check it in the next few because other things pop up, and I've only just remembered it now. Yeah, roasted chestnut though. It's a full hill. Right now it's not that important because bread is a good hill for me at this moment in time. Slash branch. If you remember in the channel, there was this key that I picked up, and it was for a door. The slash branch is the same, but for that spiderweb that we saw. So we can now actually get through. Ride pod fuel. Don't need it, I've got 5, which is the maximum you can carry. And a protector crystal. I believe I'm looking for rocks, yep, and I'm pretty sure that this has nothing in it. No, it doesn't. So, off to the next set of monsters. And, oh, a rock. Doesn't have anything in. Oh well. And I'm looking around. I've got seen that there's a Toray and a pumpkin head. Well, 2 Torays and a pumpkin head. Yeah, the bombs that the pumpkin heads throw do have a limited range, so just stay out of it. They do have a spin attack as well if you're getting close, but just stay at range. And there's me getting hit again, and yeah, I almost died. If your character gets disabled by their hit points going to 0, they are useless in the area. There are items that will fix it, but you cannot use that character until you revive them. It is actually quite dangerous, especially if you're in an area where enemies are quite resistant to one person's weapons. So say you change to you have Max get wiped out and you're stuck to Monica, but you have only turtles. The sword and the armband are not going to cut it, so try not to let them go down. It is a great inconvenience. I believe now we're heading over to... No, I'm just checking the sword, +4. Now heading over to where that spider web is, because there's a couple of enemies in there, or one. And for some reason I look at the exit. So, a bit of running. And eventually I will get there. 3 enemies, 3 chests, it looks like. But yeah, go up to the thing, same for the underground channel. Use the item. The underground channel has a lock and a key. This one has a spider web and the slash branch. So you use it. Eventually. Come on. Thank you. How did I take so long to explain that? That's in the original. Yeah, and you walk through. So what do I have? A pumpkin head, and I believe the other ones are 2 molars. So, yeah, nothing too dangerous. I believe I go for the 2 molars before I go for the chests as well. Oh, 2 pumpkin heads and a molar, I guess. The thing on the right is the healing spring for this area. In the underground waterway it was a pool of water. This is a pink pink sort of carapace area, I guess. Who knows? And oh, come on, jump at me. And there we go. And that's all the enemies in this area.
Alright, that takes care of you guys.
And next I go and pick up a rock. I believe this has a repair powder. No, it's sea dragon crystal. And this is where I get incredibly lucky. I get 2 treasure chest keys. And again, I get another 2. This is why I didn't want to scrap the part and redo it, because wow, they are incredibly rare. And for me to get 4 in a row, well, 2 sets of 2 in a row, is amazing. They will be incredibly useful later on in the game, and where chests get where the chests have some really nice items, and if you find a locked one, it is guaranteed to be a really good one, maybe a weapon, and maybe some really impressive stuff. And this is where I noticed that my headset is bugging out and my recording is going to pot. I'll be starting it back up in just a moment. Yeah, no, Audacity sort of, well, not at first it was a few problems. At first my headset turned off for no apparent reason, which was what happened there. I believe it happens again later on in the part. And then Audacity decides to go, nope, you're not saving this, goodbye, and destroys the entire recording. So I've had to do this again. But I use Fairy Sword, move on to the next area. Now make a note, I am exiting this area with Max. I should be entering the next area with Max. But back to this screen, and on to the third one. Rolling Shells. It has a red seal, which I'll explain in a moment. And defeat enemies using only Monica's magic. This is why I took a bit of time and leveled up her armband. Because the enemies here are a bit resistant to the magic. And you might notice I'm Monica. I should have been entering with Max. The reason being is this. The red seal, it pretty much makes it so you cannot use Max. Because he's been chosen by the Red Atlamillia, you cannot switch to him. And just to confirm that you can't. So I'm stuck using Monica. Which is okay, because I'm going to be using her magic to kill everything. Normally, if you come here without raising your weapons, you would only be doing something like 10 to these Himaras. And you do only have limited amounts of repair powder at the moment. Skeleton soldiers are very resistant to your magic. These are the main problem in this area. The best thing I've found out is to just get rid of its fury bar. Up in the top, above its health, there are 7 pips. Get rid of those and it becomes enraged. And it will do different actions. So in a moment I will just wipe through them all. And you will see it's now flashing. Skeleton soldiers, when they are enraged, will just do random things when they are hit. And it is a good way of just making them stop from running at you if you're using magic. But they do take a lot of damage, do take a lot of hits to actually kill. Himara's not really that dangerous. Hit for 20, roughly, and I believe it's because they're weak against fire, and the main attribute of my magic weapon is fire. White pod fuel. Nah, nothing amazing. And a man-eating grass, which cannot reach me. Items on the ground will keep trying to jump into you, as long as you are nearby. However, if you're full, you will still not get them. Power crystal. Not too bad. Yeah. Man-eating grasses are stationary, as I said before. So they have no defense against you being attacking from range. Yep. The other new enemy here is the tortoise. These guard a lot. They're not so resistant to your attacks, but guard. As you can see, they are guarding a lot more than regular enemies would, because they just fall back into their shell. And that's that one over. They are incredibly slow though, so you don't really need to worry about them coming up to you to bite you. Unlike the turtles, which will roll at you, the tortoises do not. But I believe they are still the same classification as of enemies, for some reason. But throwing rocks, trying to get items, and some more man-eating grass. And no need to worry too much about them, just don't go close if you and use magic on them. 300 crystals? Not too bad. And finally on this chest, the magic crystal. That's the exit. And we have another rock. Which doesn't have anything in. Which, to be honest, isn't a surprise. But another skeleton soldier. Break through its rage bar and just hit it. I believe at this point I showed that you can use the water parts around here to your advantage. It will. These enemies run straight at you. They will not try and go around objects. So as long as you've got a bit of water in front of you, you're pretty much safe. I believe I'll show it a bit more later on against a Himara, but or a turtle. Oh, sorry, tortoise. But yeah, just get in the way between a lake in between you, and they cannot reach you. Another Himara. Nothing amazing. Come on, stop running at me. And here's where I get stuck on the wall. So where do I go next? Well, I've got a nice little thing there, a question mark, which might repair my item, but I sort of do stuff strangely. But another skeleton, I'll try and defeat it before my weapon breaks. I do get it, and then I heal the weapon. Despite the fact I could have got a repair from it, from that question mark thing. 2 sea dragon crystals, not too bad. I believe at this point I just go around and kill things while since I've got a full armband, and I'll do that later. And yeah. And at this point I remember that if you get the man-eating grass, I believe, has a scoop as well. If you take a picture of them while they are dancing or laughing or whatever you want to call it, if I get it to show again. Yeah, that animation there. They will... that is a scoop. Why? Don't know, but Donnie wants these scoops, I guess. And armband repair powder. Very nice, especially at this level, because I'm trying to get kills with my armbands. Hunter crystal. Yeah, pretty good. Always useful. And another tortoise. So I just go through the motions of charging up my beam and attacking. The magic armband, you hold the right one button, it charges up, and then you release it with the X button. The longer you hold it, hold the charge, the more damage it does. Not always good, but you can rapid fire it as well if you just keep pressing the X button while holding the left one. And yeah, I believe I just sort of stay here and let this come to me. It cannot actually get to me now because I have the river in the way. There's no chance of it hurting me. Himara and another Himara. Yeah, as you can see, it's just running at the water. It's not actually coming to me. It's very helpful. Crystals do have a time limit though. The experience and money and items. I believe it's around 30 seconds. So do not try to waste your time killing everything and then having to walk all the way around, because sometimes everything will be gone by the time you get to it. And yeah, you lose out on experience and money and stuff like that. And I believe at this point I just wipe it out with normal quick attacks of the armband. And since my armband is now quite low, I try my luck on the question mark. And for some reason I get another 2 treasure chest keys. So amazing in my luck. That's 6 in this part alone. But I try my luck. It comes up devil, and it halves the armband's weapon power. So I am quite glad I did not do that straight after I just repaired it. That would have made me a bit sad. But anyways, I move on, and I've got around about 5 enemies and a chest to pick up before I can head off and make my way to the exit. I believe I pick up the chest first. Nope, there's man-eating grass. So yeah, easy experience. I'm not actually sure what my armband's plus is at the moment. I believe it's close to +5 at the end of this thing, but I didn't actually check. I'm going to have to do that. And man-eating grass and a tortoise next to it. And for some reason the sound goes all buggy here. I believe it's seen to it starts twice for both enemies, so I just run away and run back. And yeah, back to normal. And I just kill the man eating grass because the tortoise is no threat whatsoever at the distance it's at. He's so slow, I just have the time to pick up the items and just run past it as well. So, yeah, just attacking it from the thing. Yeah, do not rapid fire the tortoises. They will guard a lot. And if they are still in their shell, they will continue to guard. So it's not the best way to go for it. Just wait between each hit and just take your time with them. It's not like they're going to rush up to you and bite you in the ankles. They're tortoises after all. I get the fairy saw from that and a repair powder. Not too bad. And I do believe I just rapid fire the skeleton down at this point. Yeah, for the most part. Still haven't been able to show its a special technique that it's got, which is a bit unfortunate. But hopefully I'll be able to get that in the future. Who knows? Himara, yeah, 3 hits and they'll be out. And this is the point where I show fully how the how the lakes work. As you can see, the tortoise is running towards me. This is the same for the skeleton warriors. They just run at you. They will not in a straight line. So you can just put yourself in front of it, let them try to walk into the water. It won't happen then. So you are completely safe. So yeah, this is the point where I noticed that my recording's gone again. My sound's gone again. But yeah, this is the easy way to deal with any melee enemies. Just get something in between you and attack from range. And that's all the enemies in this area.
Looks like we got them all.
And I'll get the wipeout goal, which breaks the red seal. The seal does not break until you destroy every monster. It does not break if you exit this area early. So you do need to be aware of that. I believe this is the point where I say, right, this part's been on long enough. I will see you back on the title screen once I've gone out the area. You've seen it enough, so until next time, have a wonderful day. Have lots of fun. Goodbye.